ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وتوكلت على الحي الذي لا يموت. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيدنا ونبينا وطبيب نفوسنا بالقاسم المصطفى محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الهداة المهديين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى
أما بعد فيا عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله فإن التقوى خير زاد بها المعاد يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. وقال الله تبارك وتعالى بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I ask myself and request you all to practice taqwa. Today I would like to discuss about Surah Al-Tawheed, which is also known to be Surah Ikhlas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his introduction, who is Allah, when you ask the question about the definition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah says, Qul, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Huwallahu ahad. He is Allah, He is the one who is one. Ahad, He is ahad. Allahu samad. Allah is the one to whom everyone is dependent. Okay, so for our needs, we go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu samad. A dependency of everyone is upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lam yalid, He neither begat, walam yulad, nor was begotten, walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. He has no equal as kufu to Him. So basically this surah has two titles, Surah Ikhlas and Surah Tawheed. And in this surah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought 4 to 5 verses, but these verses are complete definition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore in Sha'n al-Nuzul we learn from Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam that Yahud came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Jewish, and of course we all know, and those who don't know, they should understand that Yahud are very much close to Muslims when it comes to the concept of God. Because Christianity, they believe in Trinity, like Ibn, Ab, Ruh al-Qudus, but Yahud, they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay? Although the problem with them is that they have rejected the messenger, Janabi Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, and Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So Yahud had their own definition and believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and asked, explain us about your Lord, your Allah. So Rasulullah in reply to them waited for 3 days for the wahy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah revealed this surah, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. So Rasulullah then delivered this surah to Muslims and as well as to Yahud in definition of our Lord. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. This surah is very important. We should make habit in our life to recite this surah on daily basis. It's not related to just namaz, okay? In Taqibat, inshallah, we also discuss this surah should be practiced in our life on daily basis at any point in our life. If you want to do any dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can also recite this surah, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. This is all praise and definition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one of the adhkar, when we say astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayhi, subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, one of the adhkar is a recitation of this surah, which should be in our habit. And therefore Rasulullah, one day he said, Sa'ad bin Mu'adh, one of the great companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he died, he passed away. So Rasulullah said 70,000 malak came to his burial. 70,000 malak. And among them was Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam as well. So people ask, Ya Rasulullah, why he got this much high status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that in the Shia Janaza, Allah sent 70,000 people. and even Malaika and Jibreel Amin is among them. So Rasulullah said, because he had one habit, which is recitation of Qul Huwallahu Ahad all the time, while sitting, while standing, while being, like for example, on a horse, while walking, for example. And every time, whenever he used to get some spare time, he used to recite this verses of Quran, verses of Surah Tawheed. And therefore, in Salat, it is compulsory, not compulsory in a way that we should say wajib, it is mu'akkad, mustahab, mu'akkad. And there is a narration from Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam that please say salawat. That in 24 hours we have wajib namaz, 70 rakat namaz. If someone doesn't recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad in one of the rak'at of salats in one day, so angels and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to him, Ya Abdullah, lasta min al-musallin. You are not among those people who are reciters of prayers. So that means Qul Huwallahu Ahad, this surah, Surah Ikhlas and Tawheed should be part of our namaz. And when we discuss Asrar-e-Namaz, a series of Asrar-e-Namaz, secrets of prayers, we said that this surah should be recited in second rak'ah or first rak'ah, but recommendation is to recite in first rak'ah, and second rak'ah we recite Inna Anzalnahu fi Laylatil Qadr. Okay, because in first rak'ah you are declaring oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in Surah Qadr, Inna Anzalnahu fi Laylatil Qadr, we discuss about Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, Tanazzalul malaikatu wa ruhu fiha bi'idhni rabbihim min kulli amr. So the sequence can be changed also. In first rak'ah you can recite any other surah. Sometimes people they come to and say, Maulana, mostly we have learned from ulama that they recite Surah Qul Huwallahu Ahad in second rak'ah. Why do you recite in first rak'ah? So I say it's not obligatory. Okay, it's upon your choice. But the point is that this surah shouldn't be missing. And therefore one day, Maulana Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam, he was in journey and he was traveling, and ashab of Rasulullah were with him, and he recited in all namaz, wajib namaz, Qul Huwallahu Ahad after Surah Al-Hamd. So companions, when they came back, they made objection and said, Ya Rasulullah, Ali ibn Abi Talib did not recite any other surah except Surah Al-Ikhlas. So Rasulullah said, Oh Ali, why did you do that? So Ali ibn Abi Talib prayed, Ya Rasulullah, I love this surah because this is about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My love and passion is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so therefore for 5 namaz, in all rak'ats, first and second, in every namaz, I recited Qul Huwallahu Ahad. So Rasulullah smiled and said, Oh Ali, as you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah loves you. Salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. So this surah must be recited in namaz. And likewise, also there is a narration that it should be recited in taqibat as well. When we say Tasbihat Fatimatu Zahra Salamullahi Alaiha, Ayat al-Kursi or any other thing in taqibat. And there is a narration that those, Rasulullah he says, those who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the day of judgment, they should recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad after each namaz. Okay, so as taqibat, we should recite and practice this as well. And likewise, when we all go back to home, okay, when we go for office or school or university, we go back home. Okay, we come to Azadari, you go back to home. So if we make habit when we are re-entering to our house, and if we recite Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, Allahu Samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Doesn't take much time, but there are benefits. Rasulullah Ma'asum alayhi salatu wasalam, he says, when you entering your house, you're going back to your house while reciting this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remove away faqr and poverty from your house. Salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. So poverty can be removed by recitation of this surah. Now, there is amazing sabab. In month of Ramadan, all of us we know that if we recite one ayah, the sabab is multiplied by completion of Quran. But this surah, Rasulullah, he asked one day from his companion, أَيَعْجِزُ أَحَدُكُمْ أَنْ يَقْرَأَ ثُلُثَ الْقُرْآنِ فِي لَيْلَةٍ Among you, is it difficult for anyone to recite 1/3 of a Quran in night? Before going to sleep. 1/3 of the Quran, is it difficult for you to recite? So of course, 1/3 of the Quran everyone cannot recite on daily basis. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked, Ya Rasulullah, how it is possible before sleep, how we can recite 1/3 of the Quran on daily basis? So Rasulullah said, the solution is here. Yaqra'u Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Just recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad once. So before bed, if we recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad once, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us with the thawab of completing 1/3 of the Quran. So therefore, if we recite 3 times Qul Huwallahu Ahad, which is recommended before sleep, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us thawab of completing Quran Majid. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
If someone say how it is possible, so of course, if you divide Quran Majid, there are 3 parts of Quran. Ahkam, 1/3 is Ahkam, 1/3 is Aqaid, 1/3 is history in Quran Majid. Okay, within Aqaid, 1/3 Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about his Tawheed. Quran is calling towards oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore, because 1/3 is based on Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, therefore, if someone recites this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him with the thawab of completing 1/3 of the Quran. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala.
And in introduction of Allah, this surah is sufficient. Ali ibn Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, on the Sajjad, he said, why Allah revealed this surah? He says, Inna Allah azza wa jalla alima an yakun fi akhir az-zaman aqwamun muta'ammiqun. End of the time, Allah knew that there will be people who will question about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Aqwam, there will be nation muta'ammiqun. Muta'ammiq means ta'ammuq, who ponder, who ask many questions about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where is Allah? How He exists? Who is creator of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Nowadays, children, they ask you this question: if everything is created, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not creation? Okay? So, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, he said that Allah knew that in nations later on, before the Qiyamah and our time as well, so there are people who will ponder in the essence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَأَنزَلَ اللَّهُ قُلْ وَاللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Therefore for them Allah revealed this surah. So everyone who got question about Allah, they should refer to Surah Tawheed. وَالْآيَاتْ مِنْ سُورَةِ الْحَدِيدِ إِلَىٰ قَوْلِهِ وَهُوَ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. And beginning verses of Surah Hadid, go and read about that as well. وَهُوَ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. Up to عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ, Allah revealed Suratul Ikhlas and these verses of Quran to give a definition that who is Allah. Okay? And now people, sometimes they make scrutiny. They want to know more. They want to know more. But the thing is, there is a limited capacity of our intellect. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can know about Him, but we cannot know about Him in depth. This is the reality of the matter. And therefore Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, he says, فَمَنْ رَامَ وَرَاءَ ذَلِكَ فَقَدْ هَلَكَ. Those who want to know beyond this about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they put themselves in disruption. So there is a limitation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because He is Khaliq. He is away, He is very much far away for us to understand Him in depth. There is some introduction, so we have to be satisfied on those introductions which are given about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we question more and more and more, so that will take us nothing towards kufr and shirk. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And there is much being said about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in tafasir, and those tafasir all refer to Surah Al-Tawheed and those verses from Surah Hadid. And basically, one day Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he wanted to explain the importance of this surah, he asked his companions, among you who are the one, Rasulullah was sitting, he asked his companion, among you who is the one who fasts for entire year? Who is the one who worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala entire night, every day, entire night, fasting all the year except 3 days, and worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala entire night. And who is the one who completes Quran on daily basis? So everyone was silent, because it's not possible fasting every day, completing Quran, and being awake for night for worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Salman al-Farsi stood up and said, Ya Rasulullah, I am the one who practiced this. Another Sahabi of Rasulullah, he became angry because Salman is from Fars. So he stood up and said, Ya Rasulullah, I cannot accept what he claims. Why? And the thing is, he is Fars, he wants to show his superiority upon us. And therefore Rasulullah, he became angry. He said, he stopped that Sahabi, I don't want to mention his name. He said, Salman, you shouldn't be making objection upon Salman, because the example of Salman in my nation is like Luqman Hakim. And therefore Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said about him, Salman minna ahlul bayt. So of course Salman got huge respect in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. So Rasulullah asked, "O Salman, you should explain when you claim that you fast for entire year. So how it is possible?" So Salman said, "Ya Rasulullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said in Quran Majid, Man ja'a bil hasanati falahu ashru amthaliha. Whoever comes with one hasanah, Allah multiplies by 10. So if I want to examine this verse and practice this verse in my life, I do fast monthly 3 days. So if you multiply 3 days by 10, so it's going to be 30. So of course that means I have fasted for entire month." So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, "Of course, I agree what the conclusion you have made from the verse of Quran." So that means if we want to have sawab of fasting entire year, at least if we fast 3 months a day, 3 is multiplied by 10. So Allah will reward us with fasting, sawab of fasting of entire month. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Now Rasulullah said, "Oh Salman, say how you are awake all night, entire night worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." He said, "Ya Rasulullah, I heard from you and you gave this narration to us, whoever go to the bed before bed they make wudu and they sleep, entire sleep of them until the Fajr is going to be ibadah." So I practice every day that before bed, when I go to the bed, I make wudu, and entire sleep of mine in night is worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means I'm doing ihya in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Rasulullah again said, "Ahsant." This conclusion is from my narration. This is what I have taught you. And then he said, "Ya Rasulullah, one day I also learned from you that you said, O Ali ibn Abi Talib, mathal of you, example of you in my nation is like example of Surah Al-Tawheed." Please focus on this narration. And then Rasulullah, he said, explain, whoever among us, he recite Surah Al-Tawheed one time. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him 1/3 of the Quran, sawab of 1/3 of the Quran. And this narration is among Ahlul Sunnah as well and accepted by Shia, both of them. Okay, so Shia, Sunni, both of them, they believe that those who recite 3 times Qul Huwallahu Ahad, the sawab of completing Quran is given to them. Okay, so unanimously this riwayat is accepted. So Salman said, "Ya Rasulullah, I heard from you. You said the one who recite 1 time Surah Al-Tawheed, he completed 1/3. And second time, second part of 1/3, okay? And then third time, it means he completed Surah Al-Tawheed. So therefore, before going to sleep, every night, I recite Surah Al-Tawheed 3 times. And this should be in our habit. When we go to the sleep, we should ask our children that they should recite Ayatul Kursi at least, and likewise Surah Al-Hamd, and 3 times Surah Al-Tawheed, and also Surah Nas and Falaq. These are for our protection only. Sometimes people, they say, Maulana, our children, they are having lot of negative dreams, problems, okay? So all the problems and anxieties can go away if we follow these methods and surah and recite them for our sleep. And when we are wake up at the morning time. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So, mathal of Ali ibn Abi Talib in nation of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is like Surah Tawheed. How? Then Rasulullah, he said, and this narration is narrated by Shaykh Saduq in his Amali. Okay, page number 33. Rasulullah says, "Oh Ali ibn Abi Talib, if someone shows loves towards you with his tongue, okay, 1/3 of his iman is complete. If someone loves you with the heart, okay, he's claiming that he is lover of you, but sometimes people they say by tongue, but they don't have intention by heart. So 1/3 of their iman is completed if they show love to Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam with zaban, with tongue. But Rasulullah he says if someone is showing love to Ali ibn Abi Talib with tongue and with heart, 2 parts of iman of him is complete. And then if someone supports Ali ibn Abi Talib in actions, so Rasulullah says that means 3 parts of his iman, it means full of iman, his iman is completed. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The other benefit of this surah, Surah Qul Huwallahu Ahad, is mu'mineen, shifa. You know, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. We reveal Quran which is shifa and rahmah. And basically entire Quran is shifa for illnesses. And indeed, of course, we have to have medication, but also the verses of Quran, we have to recite them. And therefore there is a narration from Imam Baqir alayhi salatu wasalam that كل من لم تقرئه سورة الحمد وقل هو الله أحد لم يقرئه شيء. If someone cannot be healed or get cured from these surah, nothing can heal or give shifa. What are those surah? Surah Al-Hamd, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and Qul Huwallahu Ahad. So therefore, if every illness strikes upon us, we have to continuously recite these surah. We have to have shifa. Of course, we take medication, all the methods which are introduced by doctors. But on the other hand, because shifa is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dawa, of course, it works, but with the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La hukma illa billah. There is no command except the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks medication to stop, so of course medication is not going to work. And yesterday in Eid al-Adha I said, you know, when Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was trying to behead and he wanted to cut the throat of Janab Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam, he tried once, twice, 3 times, then this knife spoke out and said, "Oh Khalil, you want me to cut, but Jalil has stopped me." Jalil means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we discussed. So knife, basically the nature of knife is to cut. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks knife to stop, so knife cannot work. And that what happened, you know, and this is said in Quran Majid, in narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, even Nasara and Yahud, they also believe about the sacrifice of Janab Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Sallallahu Muhammad wa alayhi. So shifa is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we take medication. Sometimes people, you know, I've seen, you know, sometimes there is a misunderstanding. People, they come to pulpit and they want to explain, but sometimes there is misunderstanding. Therefore, I say after every majlis, there must be question and answer session, because maybe there is misunderstanding of us. So, an alim, he said, if you say, Rabbi adkhilni mudkhala sidq wa akhrijni makhraja sidq waj'alni min ladunka sultanan nasira, so you will be free from diabetes. Okay? So we believe in that, but it doesn't mean that we should stop. So that man, that moment, he came to him and said, "Maulana, I stopped taking medication for diabetes." So I said, "No, this is not what Maulana meant to say. It means you take medication and you seek shifa." Okay, and maybe, you know, if you have strong belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with that medication, diabetes can be reversed. No one is saying, because likulli da'in dawa. Riwayat says for every illness there is dawa. So of course for diabetes, for many illnesses, maybe sometimes pharmaceuticals companies, they don't want to introduce, you know, some people even themselves they say, you know, for some reasons, because they have to make money, so therefore they don't show the cure. But there are many things, the cure is there. For cancers, now we are having researchers who are saying that there are cure. So as aspects of Islam and we believe of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, likulli da'in dawa illa sam. You know, for every illness there is dawa, except deaths. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written that even death can be delayed with sadaqat or making sila raham, but if Allah has written deaths for you, death, no one can remove the time of death from you. And of course, kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa alihi. So basically, Suratul Hamd, when someone is ill, straight away they go. If you have headache as well, for simple things also we have to have connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is very important. Sometimes there are people, when it has been struck by anything, first thing they say is Ya Allah. Okay, we have to make this habit. Our iman should be in a certain level that whenever there is a problem, the first thing which comes to our mind should be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And therefore, Zalimin, when they make oppression, many of the Madhumeen, you see, when they see zulm from a Zalim, they say, Ya Allah, help us. So that means they have strong connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if there is, for example, headache, you go to the paracetamol, take paracetamol, that's fine. But just recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad and Suratul Hamd. So you show your connection and belief to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course there will be benefit for our spirituality as well. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa alihi. And finally, this surah is very important. Why? Because Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam, he used to recite this surah in battlefields before the war to get strength from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His oneness. And therefore, according to the narrations in Bihar al-Anwar and Tafsir Ahl Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, this narration was brought that in Jangir Siffin, Ammar Yasir, he saw Ali ibn Abi Talib is reciting Qul Huwallahu Ahad, and then this sentence, Ya huwa ya man la huwa illa hu yaghfirli wansurni ala al-qawmi al-kafirin. What does that mean? Ya huwa ya man la huwa illa hu. This is Ismi Azam. Oh he, oh the one, there is no he but he. Okay, this can be the closest translation which I could do. Ya huwa ya man la huwa illa hu. So Ammar Yasir, he said, Ali ibn Abi Talib, what are you reciting? So he said, in the battle of Badr, I learned from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that if you want to be victorious upon your enemy, then you have to recite Qul Huwallahu Ahad when you are facing him, and you have to recite Ya huwa ya man la huwa illa hu, because this sentence is Ismi Adam, and through which inshallah Allah will give you protections and success. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. With this we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us strength and tawfiq to get shifa from Quran. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us and our mahkumeen. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the appearance of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salatu wassalam. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wal asri inna al-insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa 'amilu s-salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr.